Alright, speak.
Penis.
Alrighty.
No, I don't need to be audioed. If you...
Well, I just needed to get
Yeah.
someone volumed.
Yeah, wait. I assume Mario's coming along with this?
Nope, Nemo.
No? Okay.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Say
If
your
you
piece.
wanna have me and Nemo fucking muted, you
Yeah,
can.
say your piece before you get muted.
You're really cute.
No. Anyways, okay, so start recording. Oh, I did start recording already. Whoops. Alright. 3, 2. Hello. 3, 2, 1. God, yesterday was definitely eventful. Hey, Landon, right? Greetings, Danny. You no longer to be shaken, although you do happen to be troubled. Is your mind plaguing by the things happening of the battle? Hello to you too, Landon. Was my question delivered too soon? No, it was just, it was sudden, I guess. You appear pale. Have you seen that injury of yours? Yeah, I bandaged it and everything. It really wasn't that serious, thanks to Medea. Danny, I ask that you not spin falsehoods. Do recall that I was present during that battle and witnessed your injury. You were bleeding a fair bit, even with Medea's intervention. You should be resting. Listen, Landon, I know you mean well. I really do. But I cannot afford to rest. My mom needs me. And honestly, I'm fine. I'm doing great. I didn't even need one of Mom's potions. Hell. Then jump. I require you to jump, Danny. Will this make you drop it? I may. Fine. Do I even need to point out the discrepancies? No. Your mother will understand if you need time to recover. I do not appreciate seeing youth push themselves like this. Fine. I'll take it easy. Just don't tell her, please. For all she knows, she thinks I didn't get hurt. Lennon stares at you intensely for a moment before relenting with a sigh. Very well. I will remain silent for the time being, but I will be keeping an eye on you. You going to accompany your mother today? Yeah, I plan to talk with her and whatnot, yeah. Excellent. I've arranged a sister today. As well, proceed, I will find you both shortly. You won't get off my ass if I don't do it. Fine. God, you're a stubborn asshole. Whatever. I know you mean best. God, that really was something, though. At least I'm bandaged up a bit. I really should talk to Adriatic, though. You know, maybe she'll be able to say something willing. Something worth mentioning, at least. In her house? Yeah, there we go. Crap, it hurts to fucking run as well. Oh well. It's not like I have to run fast. Hello? I'm coming in. You really couldn't answer the door, could you? Adriatic is standing with her eyes closed. It's a small fry. What's up? Can we stop with the nicknames? She opens her eyes to regard you. Afraid not. You're gonna tell me what's up, or you're gonna keep wasting my time. Well, best not beat around the bush. I was wondering if that offer to talk was still available. Why not? Hit me with it. What's on your mind? The last time we fought your people. Nah, I need an honest answer. Did I mess up? What's got you asking that? Swan, my mother, she entrusted Lionel's safety to me. But people got hurt. Without you or Landon or Medea, fuck, I would have lost the city. Go on. Fuck. It's just that I thought I could do it. I mean, I've gotten into stronger. I have to have gotten stronger, or why else would she trust me? She could have chosen Mario or Andrea, or even you. She entrusted Lionel to me. Told me to keep it safe, and I nearly blew it. No, I did. I nearly got us killed. I'm gonna stop you right there. You said you'd listen. Yeah, but I didn't say I wouldn't smack you over the head when you think it's screwy. Look, you're focusing on things you can't control. Medea chose to try and save you. Landon chose to help us hold the line. What were your options? Adrian, but if I had noticed what? The crazy lady coming out of nowhere tried to tackle you to safety? You could have stopped that. And there isn't any use dwelling on what ifs either. Listen. I don't want to disappoint her. I really don't. Probably takes a little more than that to disappoint her. What do you know? You only known her for fucking 4 days or something. How the hell are you supposed to know? Yet you're the one coming to me for advice. I haven't really been thinking straight. Yeah, go figure. Yeah, thanks, Adriatic. That's real fucking helpful. Really helpful. Thanks so much. Please cut this out. Thank you. God damn it, Fancy's howling in the background. I don't know if anyone can hear this, but Fancy was just howling in the background after the ambulance just went by. Okay. Alright. Oh, nobody's in the call. Oh my god, this is fucking funny. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. I'm so sorry to whoever's editing this. Either it's me or someone else. I'm so sorry. Okay. Look. Okay, no. 1, 2, 3. Look, Daddy. From the sound of things you've been leading with your heart, lady. If you keep doing that, it's just gonna mess you up. Tell me the real source of all this. I'm waiting. I hate not being strong enough. I hate that I'm being unable to do anything when they need me the most. Adriatic, it fucking hurts. I mean, it makes me start thinking, and you get yourself here. What am I gonna do with you, Landwalker? Adriatic leans down, just so she's eye level you, not that you're short, she's just tall. This is the last thing I'm gonna say on this mess, so listen well. Suddenly there's a flurry of movement, and you find yourself locked in a headlock, instinctively struggling to get free. Hey! Do you think your mother trusts you just in case you can stab a few things? Just because you can stab a few things? No. There's gotta be something else, yeah? What? What else you got then? Come on, I'm waiting. I don't know. Just let me go. Damn it, it's your mind, Landwalker. With a huff, Adriatic releases you, and you more or less crash to the floor, a tad winded. She fixes you with a look. I'm sorry. My mind? What you lack in strength, you can make up for in your smarts. She trusts you to be able to think your way out of times you can't brute strength it. Oh. Yeah. Oh. Now, what I want to know is why you couldn't bring this to your mother. I said it with Landon, I'll say it with you. She doesn't know I got hurt. Truly. And I really just don't want her to worry anymore about me. Not with everything that's going on. I mean, hell, she already worried about me enough when I was gone for so long. She already has enough on her plate, and I just can't stand the thought to burden her with more. You better get your act together, or she's gonna take notes real quick. Come on now, let's get you off the ground. Adriatic hauls you back to your feet. Thanks. Yeah, just take a slow landwalker. It's a heavy burden you're carrying, and if you're not careful, it'll crush you. God, you're a bitch, but yeah, I appreciate it, and I'll try. Good. You fucking suck, but you give a good advice sometimes, but I'll leave you to your devices. Thank you. It really is, it really means a lot, and I appreciate it. Fuck. God damn it. Holy shit. Wow, I guess I just never thought about it that way. When I lack in brute strength, I guess I just comes with my smarts. I don't know. Still, still, with all of this, I just... The idea to burden them with this just... I don't know. It fucking hurts. I don't want to put that on her shoulder. No, fuck. I really need to put my head on my shoulders properly. Guess I'll just head in. Switching VCs.
He's already come so far since I've known him.
Be here for you.
Oh, hello, Danny.
Hi. Sorry, I was just talking with some people.
I'm glad you're getting along with them.
Hi, Landon.
Honestly, it's pretty new to me to just actually have people around other than, well, librarians, I guess.
Yeah.
How are you doing, by the way? We have a chance to talk after, I do hope it's for the better.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Are you having a staring contest, or...
Yeah, no, we're not having a staring contest. I'm just...
That's fine.
I don't
Well,
know.
Landon, you did say you wanted to accompany me today. You do not stare competitively. Understandable, I guess.
Huh.
I am gonna go make my rounds, talk to the people, though, since you said you wanted to come along. Do you want to come too, Danny?
Sure, I'll tag along. Also, what is that?
I don't know. They appeared, and I just noticed them today, and I don't know.
I saw
Just
that on the
sitting there.
I saw that on the corner of my eyes, and I didn't really know what to say.
Yeah, they're just sitting there. Like they belong here. And you know what? Sure.
Huh.
I guess.
Well,
I hope you have a nice time, sir.
I guess they're here.
Yeah.
Mama the librarian.
I think their name is Train Master Terry.
Train Master Terry, the newest addition to library.
Are you a mascot, Terry? Do you
I've-
organize the books?
What if they wish...
I mean,
Are they the librarian of the Grand Library?
oh my god. I'm about to have a seizure. Not literally. I
I think...
think
Oh.
you ate
No. So,
Terry, if you eat any more books, it's coming out of your paycheck. Anyway.
You pay...
No, I
We
don't.
get
That's a
paid?
joke. That is... I don't have an income, Danny, otherwise I would. Anyway. Spawn point time. It's fine.
This is natural. Landon, this is like actually normal. I know it's
So-
really weird.
The concept of vessels hasn't really gotten explained around this town. I don't like speaking about it too openly, but... Remember back at the fight you waited with? Yes, well, the fight you waited with. We came back. Or at least Danny probably should have. I'm like that as well. We're what's called vessels. And we have to set sometimes where we come back. If that makes any sense? That concept is odd, but...
For example, if Swan and I were to perish right before your eyes, we would appear right back at those beds.
Which is why we sometimes do that. We're not really napping. And that also may be why you're unable to find us sometimes if you ever search for us. We have to do this thing called logging out.
Yeah.
Which is understandable, but
it's a really
better
yeah.
us than others. Logging out is where we will vanish from this world temporarily.
Even though you thought I was gone forever.
Yeah. We have a world different from this one. It's like this one, but not. And there's some means we connect to here. And so when we log out, we go back to our own world. And for some reason, due to us connecting to this world, we don't die like we should. We come back. And which is why most of us vessels tend to try to help others, because we can come back. Others can't. This is factual, purely. Anyway, Jordan seems to be pacing. We should probably see what's up.
What is that?
Hey, Jordan.
Cedric
I
is...
wrote Cedric.
Cedric
That's
is...
meant to say Jordan.
Jordan is pacing in front of the fountain, fidgeting and generally looking panicked. Beside you, he hurriedly approaches, but the words he produces are rushed and hardly understandable. Hey, I need your help. Cedric, he's...
Jordan, I need you to breathe for me, alright?
But my son... Okay, hey. We cannot understand what is wrong unless you slow down. So please, slow down. Jordan pauses and takes a few deep breaths, but is unable to calm down in the slightest. He does speak more clearly, however. I can't find Cedric anywhere. I've searched, but he's nowhere.
I see. Is he the sort to run away?
No, never. He wouldn't.
Then he's either left with the intent to return, or he's been taken.
You think he's been kidnapped? You said Lyondell was safe.
I'm not intending to scare you further, Jordan, but I'm just trying to be realistic and honest with you. There is a possibility that he's been kidnapped, but we don't know if that's the case. He could have just gone out to play and gotten lost.
But if he was... Listen, then we'll get him back. Is there anyone, literally anyone, who would want to take your son? My ex-husband maybe, but they should be in Teramos. We came here to get away.
I won't rule it out, but that seems unlikely. If your ex planned to kidnap Cedric, then he would have done it when Cedric was out on his own yesterday. That and Teramos is quite a distance away, so unless you were actively being followed...
I don't think we were... I kept a quiet past and tried to stay hidden. Okay. In that case, he probably just wandered off. Did Cedric give any clues of where he might be going last time you saw him? Well... He stated he started keeping a journal recently. I looked through it and maybe he went to that cave. He wrote about a wanting bat.
Mind if we take a look?
Here.
We'll be sure to find your son.
Please. He means everything to me. Listen, sit tight. We'll be back soon. Jordan nods. Having run out of the words he seems to cave in on himself, trembling at the thought of losing his son. Well, I have that book.
Do you want to give it a read, or should I?
I'll go ahead. Number 1. Keep hearing bats. Dad says it's normal, but they're really loud. Wish it was quiet. I miss my room and George. Number 2. I knew the bats were loud. Were too loud. They chased Dad and I, but then I had to run. But the blood lady and the blue one found him. He's so silly, getting lost. But I gotta see a horse. The blood one. The blood one showed me a horse, and I was really excited. Now Dad and I live somewhere called Lyondell. There's a blonde person. They told me about a place with horses. 8851 negative 1314. I don't know what those numbers are, but Dad uses the map to know that. I wonder if I got one of those bats, they'd never come chase my dad again. It'd be cool to be friends with a bat. Number 3, I'm gonna do it today. Oh, yeah, that's confirmation. Mom, that's confirmation. He went out.
Yeah.
I mean, we wouldn't want to put that on you, Landon. Right. What do you think, Swan?
I'm not sure that these coordinates don't match up with the cave. So I don't think he actually went after bats.
I mean, it also talks about horses. That could possibly lead as well. Regardless, that's open coordinates that we can use.
Yeah.
We need to find them.
Here, you can hang on to that.
Okay. Do you have the coordinates written down?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Flip to the last page real quick, by the way.
True chords. Lovely. Of course.
Alright, we'll wait for you here. In the meantime, I'm gonna try to see if I can figure out where that is. There was a black screen, Wolfie, because I fucked up and had to correct something.
Hey, question.
Yeah?
Is Jordan a male?
Yes.
You talked about having an ex-husband and a kid. Do you think I could have a kid? And a husband?
You want a kid? And a husband?
I think I could be a good dad.
Sorry, I didn't expect to be asked if a grandchild could exist today.
Listen, it's out of the blue, I know, but it's an idea.
Yes, but we have something a tad more relevant.
Adoption's viable. See, Landon
I
gets
just
it.
strolled into that conversation, Landon.
Thank you, Landon. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm not saying no.
I don't know. Regardless, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah. From the seams of it, I think he went over that mountain. Genuinely.
Really?
Yeah. If I'm getting these coordinates right. Although, the fact that this kid scaled this mountain... Then again, I literally saw his father scale a nearly sheer wall the other day.
I mean, we've seen Soul scale a bunch of different big things, so...
Yeah, okay, you're not wrong.
Ow. Fuck.
You okay?
Yeah, I just kind of fell on a weird angle.
Yeah, fair.
On my stomach. Yeah, Yeah, I know. See, that wasn't that hard.
Let's see. Careful, there's water there.
Ugh.
Okay, make sure to be careful not to walk off. That's a sheer cliff. There's a way down over here.
Oh god, you weren't
To your left. Okay, so...
Ow.
Landon, you're the only other blonde one we really got, so I'm assuming you told Cedric about these horses.
I haven't
Well-
really talked to any children recently.
Well, yes.
It's perhaps a yes or a no. There's a lot of horses there.
And some donkeys. This has to be the place. So we came here because he wanted a horse. There might be clues. Span out.
Hello? Is anyone here?
Cedric?
Cedric?
Hmm? Did you find something? Oh. Are those hoof prints?
Horse tracks.
Did this kid genuinely get on a horse?
Oh my god.
Well, we might as well follow them.
Let's go.
Okay. Oh, I found some more. On a horse, this kid could have gotten far.
I'm just gonna go ahead and scale and see if I can see anything up from up here. Or maybe you guys can do that first. Anything?
I'm not seeing any more tracks. And again, this stone I don't think would be very good for, well, having them.
Yeah.
Night, Wolfie.
Yeah.
I've never really been that good at tracking.
Well, currently we're kind of wandering around aimlessly. I haven't found a single track in a while.
Yeah.
But I guess...
I mean, heading in the same direction we last saw them going is the best we... Hey, there's a campfire.
Yeah.
That looks like blood.
Yeah. We need to find this kid now.
Yeah. I don't think things went... Fabric? He was wearing a kind of brown overalls with a sunflower. I think... Yeah, this is his. I'm pretty sure. Oh, guys!
Fuck. God damn it.
There's more.
God.
I guess we found what caused the blood.
Ugh.
Alright. That seems to be the last of them.
Where are they coming from?
I'm not sure. But I can probably say that's what will cause the blood.
What?
Oh,
Crap.
behind you! Two people?
Crap. Hold on. Sixth sense of put.
Hmm?
This doesn't seem right.
So there's 4 beds,
What?
6 sets of footprints, one of them's a child's, and one doesn't belong. That can mean someone made off with Cedric.
You don't think that ex-husband that Jordan was talking about had anything to do with this?
Maybe? I don't know. I mean, there's 4 beds, 6 sets of footprints, one of them's a child's, and one doesn't belong to the group, obviously. Could be, I don't know. It seems... It's not impossible, but it seems unrealistic. They would have had to be following Jordan and Cedric the entire way from Teramos. And besides, Cedric was completely alone yesterday, at one point.
Yeah, but... I mean, you never know.
True, we don't have to say this kidnapper's smart.
God. Kinda hard to scale this place. It's so dark out.
Wait up.
Alrighty.
The Nidor?
What?
Yeah, there is Nidor.
Oh my god, I didn't even realize them. Hold on.
Maybe someone's around here then.
It seems to lead a trail.
Then I suggest we follow it.
Let's go.
Good eye, Landon.
Yeah, you can tell. It's spreading up the forest.
Seems to be a clearing up ahead.
Yeah. Nothing in the clearing. More niders. Hey, I see someone.
Cedric's down there.
Who's with him?
Probably whoever. You.
Who is this?
The man seems to be shouting at Cedric currently.
Kid.
Kid, for the last time, I'm not a witch! I'm an alchemist! Alchemist! I brew potions, dabble in some thaumcraft the likes, and you lot, if I get called a witch one more time, I'm going to find a window somewhere just to throw you through it. Capiche? You're about to end up through a window yourself if you don't explain what you're doing with Cedric right now. The man had only been half paying attention to you all before, but now you seem to have his full attention. What did you just say to me? I know damn well that you're not the kid's parents. He's only got a dad, and Blondie here is too young by the looks of it.
Hey. Regardless, we're here to return Cedric to his dad.
The man chuckles dryly, fixing you both with a glare. Yeah, sure. Want some tea to go with that? Maybe the horse he came here on. No, see, this kid, I'm not just gonna hand him off to the first dimwits that rock up after him. Especially because you've got a dog, and that horse of his seems to have gotten pretty banged up by one. You are not trying to imply that we were hunting down Cedric. He offers a mirthless smile. Oh, but I am. He pauses as Cedric gently yanks on his sleeve, and a quick back and forth is quickly exchanged, before Cedric is ushered into the cave behind them. He straightens. See, I really can't be bothered most days, but kidnapping kids? Yeah, I don't think I'll let that one slide.
Oh, bitch, you are the kidnapper. We found your tracks at a bloody campsite, the same one Cedric went through. They led us right here.
Really now? That what you've gone and told yourself? Fine. How about we settle this with a little quiz? The kid hasn't shut up since he got here, so I'll ask you some questions, and if the story lines up with what you've told me, I'll believe you. How's that? And do you expect us to believe that you had nothing to do with this whole extravaganza? Fine. I'll answer some questions of yours as well, and you can see if they fit into your little story. Deal?
That's the only clue we got. Fine. Whatever.
Glad we could come to an agreement. Now, who's the kid's dad?
Jordan.
Hey, now where does he live? Lyondell. Where'd he move from?
Teramos.
Hey, and last one. What are the names of the ones that saved him and his dad? Was it yesterday? Oh yes, I do believe their rescuers are named Kathy and Swan, who found the child lost near Hotel Trivago and went with him to save his father from a swarm of very angry bats, and it's almost as if... Now, hear me out. This might sound crazy. One of them is right in front of you. Ouch. Yeah, name's Swan. Congrats, you pissed me off. There is a long silence in which the man just stares at you, blank and unflinching, until he just starts laughing full force. He nearly doubles over from the force of it, almost as if he's forgotten himself. Slowly, he straightens, laughter trickling away as he does so. He's no longer glaring at you both, and the tension has just done a complete 180. Seems to me we've just been caught in quite the misunderstanding.
Care to explain, please?
Well, 1, seems like y'all aren't the kidnappers I thought you were, and 2, I'm not the kidnapper you think I am. See, I found him crying in the field behind you next to his horse, who was hurt pretty bad. Must have encountered the odd wolves, I reckon. Couldn't ignore him since he was making such a racket, so I led him and his horse here and helped the creature. Next thing I know, you lot show up raving mad. I'd still like to ask you some questions to verify the validity of your claims. He sighs tiredly. Look, lady, I'm tired and not looking to fight you. Didn't even want anything to do with the kid in the first place, but I didn't want to find him dead later either. So why don't you just take him off my hands and we'll call it a day.
So, you mean explain to me you really were just looking out for him then?
Yeah, Blondie, and look where it's got me. Just wanted one quiet night, but I can't ever have nice things around here. Look, I'm sorry. Why don't we try starting over? What for? You were looking out for the kid. But sure, if we get you to leave faster. Name's Zechariah. I'm an alchemist, not a witch.
Well, unfortunately for you, my name is actually Danny, not Blondie. And this is Landon.
And I already know your name. Great. Now I'll get the kid, you'll take him back to his dad, and we'll never see each other again. Zechariah calls for Cedric, who comes running out of the cave and nearly takes the man down by tackling him into a hug from behind. Cedric stammers out a quick apology before running to you guys. One last thing. I'll probably regret asking this, but what's the kid's last name?
We don't actually really know that.
Zechariah groans before looking at Cedric and asking him the same question. My last name's Stotler, Cedric provides.
You know, little interesting. Why do you want to know what his last name is? I'm a little bit caught off guard by that.
Zechariah nearly ignores you before he seemingly changes his mind and decides to humor your question. Because I happen to exchange letters with Jordan Dottler frequently. At least as frequently as mail can be carried between Mythos and Teramos. And too many details were lining up for me not to ask. So, you know Jordan? No? Yeah, something like that. He stopped responding to my letters recently, but I guess I now know why. Who'd think fate would bring his son right to my door?
Do you want to see him by chance?
Dunno. That's the Lyondell close to here? It's a bit of a travel, but fairly close, yeah. I'll think about it. For now, it's good to know he's safe. Him and the kid. Given that, well, you don't seem like you make a habit of hurting others. You're welcome into Lyondell whenever. I'm about to sneeze. Oh, Lord. Okay.
Bless you.
Thank you. Gee, thanks. Now get out, all of you. You can leave the kid's horse here. I'll take care of it. I'd like to be left alone.
Okay, sheesh. What an attitude.
Yeah, you can say that again.
So this is Cedric.
Yeah, this is Cedric. Hey!
Hi. Well, that was a doozy.
You nearly gave your dad a heart attack, kid.
And the rest of us.
We thought you'd up and died.
Speaking of, are you okay?
Oops, yeah.
You doing alright?
I gotta BRB real quick. I'm about to just headache. I'm gonna go take an ibuprofen.
Yeah, go ahead. I got it. Alrighty. Yeah, but Landon is right. You really need to stay close to adults. You cannot be wandering off by yourselves. By the way, I believe this belongs to you. You're welcome. I'll explain that to you later. Yeah.
Return.
You just alright? Don't do that again, alright? We'll get you home.
Hi, Cedric. I think Cedric just mispronounced it. They meant uncle. Pretty sure.
God!
Well, I guess Jordan told him that.
Surprised, Jordan. I didn't even think Jordan knew who I was. No uncle.
Well, they don't.
Really? Uncle. Is that... Oh. That I appreciate. I actually really appreciate that a lot.
Is that your version of a non-binary term for? Surprise. Well, in either case, we should probably get out of Zechariah's space.
Yeah. Here, come on. Let's go, Cedric. Let's get you out of here. Where did you go? Wait. Horse. Oh. Hey. Hey. Hey, Cedric? Cedric, don't worry. We'll bring bread. Zechariah will be bringing bread back to you. Bread just needs to heal up a bit, alright? Cover his ears. Now. Will you fuck off, dude? Okay. Yeah, of course. Come on, let's go.
Damn it!
You didn't hear that. You did not hear that.
Danny! Danny, covering people's ears doesn't work that well.
Well, obviously you didn't do it good. Alright. Do not repeat that statement to your father. Alright? Please.
I don't need my son getting shanked.
I don't think Jordan would shank me, more or less just be like,
No.
unless Jordan is very overprotective. Whatever. But come on, let's get you back.
Your father is worried sick.
How do we hold on. There might... Thank you, Cedric. Not Cedric. Thank you, Landon.
Thank you for the reminder, chat. I will do my damnedest to make one if I do not have a headache by the end of this.
Thank you.
Cedric, how did you get all the way out here, though, on that horse? I didn't know you knew how to ride.
Well, Cedric got all the way out to the campsite. Which...
It's the best horse. Okay, I guess I'll take that as an answer. Make sure to jump into the water. And don't belly flop, that really hurts.
It does, yeah, especially if I were to especially if I were to belly flop in my condition.
What?
Oh, nothing. What? I know.
Is there something going on that I need to know about?
We'll talk about it later.
Fine.
Alrighty, come on. We should probably get back before it hits sunset. Well, it is sunset.
Yeah, I'm not sure we'll make it back in time for that, but
Yeah.
we can aim to.
I think we've passed our aim.
Yeah, probably a good idea to put that fire out.
Yeah, good idea. Cedric, are you hungry?
Only you can prevent forest fires.
Here, let me give you some food. Let's get back. Of course.
Oh, Chad, if you're asking if I'm okay, yeah. It's just, there's like kind of a storm coming in, and when like the air pressure and other stuff shifts, for some reason, I inherited this from my mother. I am a tad more sensitive to it, and I tend to get headaches from it. Also, I've been staring at a screen all day, so it could also be eye strain. I'll be fine. Oh, that's another part of vessels.
Well, we'll go over that later.
Yeah, we'll go over that later. I promise you an explanation.
Hey, what are you doing?
Biden? I don't recognize that. Very little. I've heard of the All-Knower, which the Edict worships. I think I've heard of one called Unity, but only because they have, like, some glass pane thing in a church down at... what was the town's name again? My brain is dying. Ravengard? Yes, Ravengard was previously a town known as Grengard, but it kind of rebranded. It's more or less a literal ghost town.
Really? How so?
There are ghosts that live there.
Let the kid have his fun.
Yeah. I've met a ghost before. They're pretty cool, actually.
Me too. Their name is Cat.
I think you're getting egged, Landon. Cedric, please don't throw eggs at Landon. It's a pain to clean eggs off armor.
Oh, ow.
Are you alright, Landon?
Ow. Crap.
You have been egged. I'm very sorry.
Ow. Okay.
Oh, careful, there's a ravine up here. Forgot we have to get back over the mountain.
Just be careful. Nobody fall.
We can walk around. Guys, there's an around that's far more stable than the wooden bridge. Fellas. No.
See, me and Landon, we live on the edge.
I prefer not to live on the edge, to be honest, but...
I retract that state, literally.
Yeah. And now we are further on the edge of the sea. I'm alive on the edge of this cliff.
Come on.
You got something in your throat?
Dude. Yeah.
Get yourself some water soon. Yeah, looks like we're back. Jordan's likely to be relieved.
Yeah. I have a feeling we're about to watch this get Do you have something you want to say to your dad?
We are literally watching an argument. Okay, I'm just gonna step back a bit here.
It isn't an argument. It's a father worried about his son.
I know. I'd be the same way.
Exactly. But you're not wrong, it is very awkward to watch. Oh. Mom, I don't think Cedric knows what's going on.
Yeah.
That
He
just
really
confirmed
doesn't.
it. That just confirmed it.
He's only 10.
Regardless, shouldn't he know? Jordan has a point.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Mom.
Yeah.
Why did they come here?
Well, all I knew is they were trying to find somewhere in Mythos to live. They'd moved from Teramos, but, well, today, Just alongside you, I learned that Jordan has an ex-husband, apparently. And that's why. I think they left.
Bro, please.
I don't know any more of the situation than you do. Or we should probably check on him.
Jordan seems to be doing better, now that Cedric is back and safe. I'm sorry you had to see that. He doesn't understand that the world isn't very safe or kind.
It's alright. You're just trying to do your best to keep him safe.
I want to keep him happy, but
Dude.
it always seems like I have to take it away. Jordan leveled me for a second. Do you feel like you did the wrong thing? I don't know. He's a smart boy. But he refuses to see that it isn't always safe. He does things and thinks I'll always be there to save him, or that someone else will. So no matter what happens, it'll all be fine.
Well, if it's any help, I think you're doing the right thing, and he'll understand when he's older why you do what you do. He knows you love him.
Yeah, but it never gets. It's easier. I need to go now. I need to talk to Cedric and make dinner. Thank you for finding my son and bringing him home. As long as we're around, we'll always be sure to bring him back home. Thank you.
Take care, Jordan. Alright, Landon.
He's a good father.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm surprised Sol and I haven't had a shouting match yet over that kind of stuff.
I'd say I'd surprised that we haven't done it either, but we don't seem like the type to fight with each other.
That, and you can defend yourself. So I have much less of an issue with you going about and doing things.
That is fair. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only reason you got away with not telling me whatever it was earlier was because Cedric was there. I'll give you time, but whatever it is, please tell me soon.
I'm a little scared that the truth is gonna hurt. Not only me.
Who?
Not only myself, to say out loud, but, you as well.
I'm a bit tougher than you may think I am, Danny. I've survived a lot of hurt. A little more isn't gonna kill me.
Yeah, but I know what you care about.
Yeah? What does that have to do with anything? You clearly don't want to say it, so... just...
I got injured.
You what? I thought Medea took the hit for you.
Medea took what could have been the final blow for me. But that's not to say that I wasn't hit previously. It's underneath the jacket. I don't really want to show, but it's a fairly large wound. It's all bandaged up right now, and I mean, I don't think that it would be anything horrible.
Tell me next time, please, okay? It hurts me more not to know that you're hurting than
See,
I
this
prefer.
is why I didn't tell you. You already have so much to worry about. You have the safety of Lyondell, the safety of library. And also now you have to deal with Vanguard shit on top of it. It's not that I don't trust you, I really do. But I don't want to be a burden on your shoulders.
You've never been a burden.
But what if you have to
Danny-
keep coming back to save me?
That's something I'd gladly do. Because, Danny, do you want to know why I've been able to withstand the hurt that I've been dealt? Because let me tell you, there's a lot of it that I haven't even managed to work through simply because there's too much, or it's not the right time, or simply because the world's moved on and I haven't. It's because of people like you. The people in my family, Danny. You bring me happiness. And it's because of that that I'm okay enough to take on whatever the world gives me.
I just don't want you to have to worry after me. I mean, that's why I thought when I went up to Etheria I was doing something good. Because I was like, I'm stepping out and I'm not having to rely, I have to rely on myself. I don't want to hurt people by hurting myself in a sense, if that makes any sense to begin with.
Annie, I'm your mother. I'm always going to worry about you. That's just what a mother does. But it would hurt me more if, not knowing you were hurt, I decided maybe, say, I put you on the front lines of something. And you can't take it because you're hurt, and you end up even more hurt because I didn't know, and so I made a decision based on the information I had. You didn't say anything because you didn't want to make me worry. That would hurt me more in the end.
Fuck. Shit.
Do you need to sit down?
Yeah,
Come on. Danny? 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 Health potion, health potion. Resistance, that's not regeneration. I need regeneration. Regeneration. Come on, Danny, come on. Danny?
Fuck. You know, it really feels weird having liquids go down your throat while you're laying down.
Yeah, sorry, but didn't expect you to collapse on me there.
I guess it's worse than I thought.
Yeah, no kidding. How long has it been since the fight? That's about, how many days? Have you used any potions at all?
No, not really. I just bandaged it up.
That's where you went wrong. Might be infected, Danny. Okay, come on, we're gonna get you to the couch, okay? Almost there, come on. Here you go. Can you sit up for me? Alright. I want you to drink this. I have no idea how resistance works when given to wounds, but I also want you to drink that. It might help against infection.
Well, it doesn't sting anymore.
Well, that's good. Now I'm gonna give you a few more of these. Don't drink them right now, but when the pain starts coming back... And I need to go make sure I have some more for you soon.
Alright. I'm just gonna lay down.
That's fine. I'll come and check on you, well, every now and then, okay?
Alrighty. What the